Hey guys, welcome to the Reparenting Daily podcast, your daily guide for inner child healing. This podcast helps you establish a consistent reparenting routine, and it's divided into 3 sections. The first is a daily reading, the second is a discussion of that reading, followed by suggested journal prompts, and the last section is a peaceful meditation for closing. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from whenever and wherever you're joining us. I'm so glad that you could join us here on this journey of self-expansion and growth. If this is your first time, welcome. Now, before we dive in, I'd like to again remind us of the congratulations of passing the 500 episode marker. And as a celebration of that, I've opened up the Patreon community for free membership so that people can join our Zoom calls for free. There are a lot of people struggling out there. There's a lot going on. So I thought this could be a way to provide some help and, to give some thanks for all the support that I've received so far. You can also choose if you'd like to be a paid Patreon member, and that will help me to subsidize some of the costs and expenses that I have for this project. I'm still running this out of my own pocket, so it's about $2,000 to $5,000 a year that it costs me to produce this actually. So I'm not really making money from this. It's something that I'm doing for myself and hopefully to be able to help others. And so I'm coming from a genuine place here. The second thing that I'd like to remind you is that you can also find the Reparenting Daily Journal. You can purchase that on Amazon. It's another way to support the podcast. It's under $20. And it basically allows you to follow along with all of the monthly and weekly themes. It gives you space to keep your notes. And yeah, if you join the team or the Zoom calls, it might be a great way for us to all stay aligned and be working together. The last thing I'd like to give you a head up on is the Fairy Tales for Reparenting Daily series. As I mentioned earlier, I've had some editing issues with that because in the springtime, the end of spring, I did some reworking to structure those into certain themes. So like the beginning, middle, and end of the hero's journey. And in the midst of reorganizing and restructuring the stories and also upgrading the artwork, some of the text is a bit mixed and jumbled all over the place. Sorry about that. When I was in the editing phase for the first time, they did not send the proofread copies to the Netherlands, and so I had to work, around and trying to find a way to get the copy to edit, and it's just been a mess. So basically, that's going to take a little bit longer. I'm going to aim to have that done by the end of the year, but I have burned my eyes, so I am very limited. Excuse me, with what I can do and time I spent on the computer. And so I would have had that done much earlier. I would have liked to have that already done, but here we are. And so in any case, once that's available, again, I'll give you a heads up, but please do hold off on purchasing the Fairy Tales for Reparenting Daily for now. Or Fairy Tales for Reparenting series, not the Fairy Tales for Reparenting Daily. That's it today. So without further ado, let's dive into today's practice. Today's reading is 2 poems from a blog article entitled Poems to Inspire and Change Your Mindset. Just as a reminder, we are in October, and the theme for this month is developing resilience and overcoming challenges. We're in week 2, which is October 8th until the 14th, the last day of the week. And the theme for this week is shifting from a fixed to a growth mindset. If you click on the link in the show notes, you'll find they have 8 poems here. I'm just going to read the first 2, just to give us time to digest, but I encourage you to check them out in the show notes. The first is The Victor by C.W. Longeneck. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win but think you can't, it's almost a cinch you won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost. For out in the world we find success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you are outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win the prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. The second poem is called Opportunity by Berton Braley. Without doubt and dismay, you are smitten. You think there is no chance for you, son. Why? The best books haven't been written. The best race hasn't been run. The best score hasn't been made yet. The best song hasn't been sung. The best tune hasn't been played yet. Cheer up, for the world is young. No chance. Why, the world is just eager for things that you ought to create. Its store of true wealth is still meager. Its needs are incessant and great. It yearns for more power and beauty, more laughter and love and romance, more loyalty, labor and duty. No chance. Why, there's nothing but chance. For the best verse hasn't been rhymed yet. The best house hasn't been planned. The highest peak hasn't been climbed yet. The mightiest rivers aren't spanned. Don't worry and fret, faint-hearted. The chances have just begun. For the best jobs haven't been started. The best work hasn't been done. Thank you, and that's the reading for today. Welcome back. Together, these two poems are powerful affirmations of mental resilience and the growth mindset. The victor reminds us that success begins not in the outer world, but in the mind. What we believe about ourselves shapes what we dare to attempt. When we think small or defeated, life mirrors that back at us. When we think boldly, with faith, confidence, and self-trust, we create the energy that attracts success. The poem is a timeless call to strengthen your inner dialogue, to replace doubt with determination, and fear with belief in your potential. The poem Opportunity builds upon this by showing that life is abundant with possibility, even when it feels like the doors are closed. The world is still unfinished, you see. There are songs to be sung, books to be written, and dreams waiting to be lived. A growth mindset thrives on this truth. The future is not a fixed path, but an open field of chances. The poem urges us to shift from despair to creativity, from helplessness to action. It reframes no chance into nothing but chance, reminding us that life is full of beginnings disguised as endings. From a reparenting perspective, these poems speak directly to the inner child who once felt powerless, overlooked, or told they couldn't. Reparenting yourself through a growth mindset means teaching that inner child to believe again, to see possibility where fear once saw finality. Instead of repeating the old script of limitation, I can't, I'm not enough, you speak words of encouragement. You can learn, you can try, you can rise. Just as a loving parent would, you become the voice of hope and courage that your younger self never heard. As we go into the journal prompts today, number 1, where in my life do I need to think like the man who thinks he can? What belief or beliefs would I need to strengthen to move forward? Number 2, what dream or opportunity have I dismissed as too late or impossible? How might I reframe it as not done yet? And number 3, if I were parenting my inner child today, what words of belief or encouragement would I whisper to remind them that the world is still full of chances? That's it for today. As always, thanks for being here. Take care of yourself, and please do be well. Welcome back. Now, this is the third and final section of the daily podcast. This is your silent meditation. Please go ahead and find a space where you can be comfortable and undisturbed, where you can relax and spend some time with yourself for this 10-minute silent meditation. You can choose to be sitting, standing, lying down, or in whatever position makes you comfortable today. Take a moment to simply be with yourself. Focus on your breath and gently connect with each part of your body. If thoughts arise, don't let them overwhelm you. Just observe them without attachment. Imagine them as leaves drifting down atop a river, passing by without needing your engagement. Stay present, grounded, and open to this moment, no matter what time you are listening and practicing this meditation. Namaste.